Alright guys, so we just got back from Manila. We just drove my motorbike to Toledo like 20 minutes ago. And we wanted to make this video before the day ends, before we lose the light, and just while it's still kind of on our minds. We weren't sure if we were going to make this video or not. We were hoping to make a different video. We've been planning to get Reche a visa for the USA for a long time, almost 2 years in the process. It started with getting her a passport about 2 years ago when I was still here, and we're hoping we can get that processed. We didn't know anything about the whole process and how long everything took and how expensive everything was.
Yes.
And this is in the very beginning, so almost 2 years ago we tried to get Reche a passport, which was
right. I think almost when you went home.
Yeah, it's almost like a month or two before I went home.
Yeah.
And we're hoping we can get that done and get her a visa and come home with me. But of course, we're very naive and not knowing anything about it. So we're just wishful thinking that, okay, and this was 2 years ago, that we could, oh, Reche, let's go get you a passport, get you a visa, and let's go to the USA. You know, we were just thinking that it was just all going to work out. So, with the passport, do you remember how much the passport was?
Passport was around 2,000. I think 2,000, but that one is depends on who you ask, because I know someone who process it, and you just get an appointment like that.
So someone processed it for you?
He just gave me a schedule, because like when I did that online, like I cannot get a schedule. All are not available. So.
And you just paid him the 2,000 pesos?
Yeah.
Okay, and he kind of did it for you?
Yeah.
So you kind of had someone kind of do it for you. But in the long run, I mean, I was with her during that. It took a really long time, right?
Yeah, it took a long time.
He said, well, I don't want to, if the person's watching this, I don't want to make the person feel bad. But it did take a long time. Like, we were waiting and waiting and waiting. And then finally, I was almost going home. And I'm like, oh, Reche, you don't have a passport yet. So the plans kind of fell through where we couldn't try to get a visa. But even if she did have a passport to get a visa, we'll get to the next step. We'll try to go from the beginning and work to where we are now.
Yeah.
Just the kind of whole process, because it's not something, hopefully this helps somebody, because if you are from America or from a different country and you do have a beautiful girlfriend that you're trying to, or a friend that you're trying to get to visit the USA or another country, it's not easy, it's expensive, it takes a lot of time. So we're trying to start from the beginning. So this took a long time, just to get the passport.
I just want to say you are right. It's very hard to get just the requirements, especially me. You know, when here in Philippines, it is common that you have wrong spelling. So if you didn't process that yet, you should process that now. So if ever you get a passport, then it will be easier. Because mine, I had a wrong spelling, but it was fixed already. But I need to get another birth certificate for my dad to show that my last name is from him. So even if my spelling was fixed or changed already, then they still need like a proof that that's really my last name. So there's a lot of process going on behind the camera that we need to go. Dustin, thank you for being supportive.
It was a long process, but I mean, of course it's worth it. But we were hoping the outcome would have been different. But just, if you are from a country that you can just go get a plane ticket and go to the country, you are lucky. I am very lucky.
You're very lucky.
I'm very lucky, and you don't realize how lucky you are until you're trying to get someone from another country that isn't so easy. Like, there's so many holes you had to jump through and do, and like get a NBI check, had to get all these different things. Like, it wasn't just one place you had to go to get one thing. We had to go the Balamban before. We had to go to Cebu to get this. We had to go to Manila. We had to go to this other place. We had to go there or there. Like, there's so many things that's going on behind the scenes, because we're trying to keep this a secret to be a big surprise at the end. They say, hey, Reche's coming to America. But we tried so hard to keep it a secret just because we wanted to surprise everyone. But now it's just, it was like the wind knocked out of us. Like, it was, I can't even imagine. We'll get to the end. I was going to say, I can't imagine how you were felt in the interview when they told you no. But we'll get to that. We'll try to go like kind of step by step. But, to do this, it is a very long process. Anyway, so okay, after the passport, we got the passport back, and then it was pretty much, it was time for me to go home. So she didn't even get her passport until I was already at home. So the people asking why she didn't come with me last time is because she didn't even have her passport yet. So this time we tried to prepare a little bit. We still didn't know too much about it. So I was home. I was saving money to be able to travel again. I was home for like 6 or 7 months or something like that. And then around November I came back, and we tried to. The thing in my mind was just to get her passport, what she had at that time, and then the main reason we went to Thailand and Vietnam was to have more stamps on her passport to have a better chance for her to go to America.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only reason why I went to Thailand and Vietnam, and because we wanted to travel and she's never been there. Those reasons, of course, but the main reason was to get those stamps on her passport. To see, like, okay, look, she is a traveler. She goes these places and she comes back.
Yeah.
She goes there and comes back.
It's like travel history for me. It's because they said it's a big plus if you have travel history aside from your country.
Yeah. But still, no regrets. It was totally fun going to Thailand, going to Vietnam. That was such a good time. But yeah, so going forward, we went to Thailand and then we came back. We were here in Philippines only for a little while, and then we went to. Oh, but before that, before we went to Vietnam, we went to Manila again.
Yeah.
For the purpose. For the purpose. There's no other reason why I went to Manila. It was only for her visa. That's the only reason why I went to Manila that time. So we flew to Manila. That's another expense. Like all these expenses for just to get a visa. Flying to Manila, because Manila is the only place you can do the interview and get all the info. So, anyways, we went there, and we didn't know much about still, and too much. So we went there, and in our mind, we still were thinking that we could just get the interview there.
Yeah.
At that time. So we found out that you couldn't go to the immigration. You couldn't go to the embassy, the U.S. embassy, and just get interviewed. You had to register online. So you had to go to the government website, whatever, and register online. And it's you have to fill out a lot of online stuff. Make sure you have a good connection. If you are doing this, make sure you have a good connection. Make sure you save often. How many times did we have to redo it? Like at least 4 or 5, because we do stuff and then our internet went out or something would happen and it wouldn't save, and then it says on it like every 10 minutes it you have to like refresh it is on. Sorry if it gets dark. It is nighttime, so it's getting darker. But anyway, just save frequently, because if you don't, it will refresh by itself, and all the stuff that you just filled in, it will be lost. So we had to redo the pages over and over and over again.
And then also we need to reschedule our date.
Well, yeah, we're not quite there yet though. But as soon as you finish the page, you send it in, and then it's time to schedule the appointment. And we had no idea what the wait time was to schedule just an interview to get to the USA, just to get an interview. So we went onto the schedule thing, and I forget what month it was when we went to Vietnam, maybe February or something like that. But it said the next opening for an interview was like 6 or 7 months ahead. So we're like, what? That's pretty much the time I'll be going home.
Yeah.
So right then we're just kind of bummed. So we did it for the next opening, which was I think June or something like that.
He's very patient. I didn't know everything about online processing, so Dustin is the one who made that for me. He's like filling it online. He do the fill up form there, and then he waited. So he thought he can get another schedule, which is earlier than July, or no, earlier than.
Well, it was June. I think it was May or June. I really don't
July.
remember. I don't remember. I think it was July.
July.
Okay, so it was July when we booked it. We're like, okay, well, we might as well just book it, because even if I am home, she can maybe come do the interview on her own or something like that, and then prepare for next year. I mean, it's just like, it was like such a long process. I never knew it was going to be this long. So anyway, we did it and kind of just forgot about it, just kind of sat in the room. We were so bummed out.
Yeah.
But anyway, and it was kind of we're battling both things, because if they did do the interview before we went to Vietnam, we wouldn't have a passport to go there, or a passport to go to Vietnam.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, it's July, at least we can go to Vietnam, and then blah, blah, blah. We'll just go have a good time in Vietnam. But anyways, during the meantime, we still had a couple more days until we left, until we left to Vietnam, and we were still in Manila. And I checked the website. And this is another thing, another tip. Check the website a few times a day if you can for the rescheduling. So I checked probably only on my like seventh attempt, seeing if they had an open date, and I think I might have just gotten lucky, but I found one for March. So we're very, very lucky, and we scheduled then. So which cuts, it was more than half.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're very, very lucky. We were able to go to the Vietnam and then come back, and then our interview was coming up. So fast forward.
Yeah. I remember we were very happy to get that schedule. You said yes.
I was.
It's earlier, so we can go to Vietnam and then come back for your interview. So it's a perfect timing. It's
Yeah.
you know.
And I was thinking, then she'll have two stamps
yeah.
on her passport, not just one. So
yeah.
two, it's like, okay, that's double the chances of getting approved.
Yeah.
So going forward, we came back from Vietnam. We came to Cebu. We had to get a few more documents, and like we get so many documents. So you don't even understand how many documents. She had to get the house document, the bakery document. She had to go to the MBI, the clearance, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like anything imaginable. Like she had to get her shoe size,
No.
her IQ.
Yeah. So some things like proof or
Proof that she's human.
additional documents.
Like
that.
every little thing.
Documents.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
from
anyway-
your birth certificate, like everything that you can prove. You can prove.
Yeah, it definitely is not easy. It'd be nice if it was kind of in one maybe location that you can go and kind of like, oh, get this, get this, get this.
Yeah,
but it was
I
like
know.
it was like every day we had to get this, and then we had to wait a few more days. We had to go get here because some places we had to have a schedule. You can't just show up in a lot of these places and just then expect to get it. Okay, but moving forward, we had to come back home, get that. Then we had to buy another airplane ticket. I mean, each plane ticket's like 10,000 pesos.
Correct.
So this is not cheap to go to Manila every time you want to go do something. So
Dustin is broke.
so from all this, from doing the planes to then scheduling the appointment is another 10,000 pesos.
Yeah.
So just to schedule an appointment, it's not free. You can't go get an appointment just to have an interview and you expect it to be free. It's another 10,000 pesos. So 10,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos. I mean, it adds up all together. This is probably over $1,000 US dollars all together. But then, so we got the appointment, which we had to pay for. You had to go to a special kind of bank. You can't just pay for it.
Yeah. You need to go to LBC. So if ever you guys don't know where to pay, you just, the first step
It
is
was
you just
LBC. It was like one of those RTCBs.
RCBC,
Yeah, yeah,
RCBC, LBC, RCBC. So first step is you need to file online. So all our online processing. Then if you pay, you need to go to RCBC. So you need to find another location you need to go.
Yeah. So we did that in Manila,
yeah.
and we paid for that. And then we got a receipt. And we paid before we went to Vietnam, right? Yeah.
We paid.
Before Vietnam. Anyways, but there we came back. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. And then we're back in Manila, waiting for the interview. Then you look at the website, we started getting a little anxious because it's getting closer. We're like, oh my gosh, what if we don't have all the requirements?
Yeah.
So we started to look online to make sure, even though we do that before, we're like, okay, we have everything we need. But then we did it again. We kept finding, last time I think we looked at like one website and we're like, okay, we'll just take this one website, we'll take the word for it, and this is all we need. Then when we came back, we were like, all right, let's
Last
make sure.
day.
And then we looked at, like a different website. Each website we looked at had different requirements.
Yes, so
Every single website.
supporting documents you need to get. So we are like, oh,
Yeah.
but Dustin, there's another one, and we only have one more days left before going back to Manila.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff, the requirements is not cheap. One was the medical. Guess how much the medical was? I know you guys can't answer me, but it was like, what is it, 18,000 pesos?
Almost 19,000.
Almost 20,000 pesos.
Yes.
We decided not to do it because
No,
why did
we
decide?
actually almost.
Well, we didn't have time. Yeah, we didn't have time because
but we
our
tried
appointment was
to-
the next day.
We tried it, but there's no available
Oh, yeah.
schedule.
So if there was an available schedule, we would have done that and paid the 19,000 pesos just for getting her interview.
Yes.
And but luckily we didn't.
Yeah.
But when you check to get a medical, there's a waiting time, at least 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't even get that right away. You had to wait at least 2 weeks. You can only get a medical The U.S. Embassy only allows one hospital, and that's Luke's.
Yeah, St. Luke's Hospital
St. Luke's
in
Hospital.
Manila.
In Manila.
Yeah, so it's
you-
very hard.
Yeah.
I'm here in Cebu. I need to get a medical, certificate. I need to fly to Manila to get that certificate. And the sad part is they will not get that.
What do you mean they
will,
won't get that?
they will not ask medical.
We don't know if you need the medical or you
Yes.
don't because they never even asked for it in the interview.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So fast forwarding, where are we? So we checked the medical and
The schedule.
we couldn't get anyway because the schedule was 2 weeks. Our appointment was like the next day.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get that. So we went to bed that night. We're like, man, we don't have the medical. We're not gonna pass. Like we just kept getting bummed. We kept getting excited and getting bummed. Kept getting excited and getting bummed. So it's like a really crazy wave of emotions. And then
We have lots of what ifs. Oh, now that I didn't get a schedule of medical, what if I cannot, I can get in only in front. Like the guard will ask, okay, where's your documents like that, and no medical go.
yeah.
So
And then we kept looking at all these viral TikToks and YouTube videos about like people with a huge history of traveling, with family in the country they're going to, with a husband in the country they're going to, with a
Yes.
wife in the country they're going to, all these different things, and they still get denied. So it all depends on your interviewer. Yeah.
yeah, and then your strong ties here in Philippines. But I saw, yeah, you're right. I saw this video. She has a foreigner husband. She's a Filipina. She has a foreigner husband, and she got denied. The expenses.
Yeah.
The expenses is
You don't get that money
you
back.
get
It's not
refund.
refundable.
Yeah.
Just be aware that it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah, I saw one when I researched about it. Like after my interview, I saw research that it took 1 year for her to ready all the documents, supporting documents, and she said, yes, I'm ready after 1 year. After researching everything, how to answer or what are the questions like that, she's very ready. And then when she got there, denied. And then they didn't, it's just they didn't even ask those documents that she prepared for a year.
Yeah, I mean, they should have other places than just Manila to get an interview. Like, they expect you to have millions of dollars just to do this. Like, because you need a lot of money to do all this, especially if you get denied once and then you got to do it again. I mean, it'll cost you so much money. Like, it's just crazy.
I think it would be a little easier if I live in Manila. But for me, that I live far from Manila, far from the embassy, it's very sad.
Yeah.
All the expenses is not easy.
It just sucks that they don't really give.
Time and effort.
It sucks they don't give Filipinos even really a chance to even travel like that.
Yeah.
So it really sucks, and it's kind of eye opening for me. It's like, wow, this is not cool. But anyway, okay, fast forward to the interview. Okay, we got to the interview, which is kind of funny. We thought we had plenty of time. We're only like, I said on maps or whatever, Google, that we're like 15, 20 minutes away. So make sure we got there like an hour. We left like an hour before the interview. And we got stuck in traffic. Like we almost like, I almost told Reche, I was like, Richie, just take the Grab bicycle and you get there before me. I was gonna stay in the taxi and she was gonna go. Because we were stuck in traffic, like we weren't moving at all. Excuse me.
I even thought,
We weren't moving at all. So I
should
thought,
we just run or
yeah.
walk?
Because because it was funny because we were driving around, the taxi had to go this way, then go this way, and then go this way, and then turn back around. And Richie's like, what time is it? We're almost there. I'm like, Richie, we just went in a huge circle. I'm like, look, that's where
we're
we're
still
staying.
here.
Yeah, we were staying. We're pretty much in the
Yeah.
driveway. And that took like a half hour. So we only had like, I think a half hour, 20 minutes into the interview. And then luckily it cleared up a little bit. And we got to the interview, so go forward a little bit.
Yeah, actually, after that, we were in the taxi, so that the driver told us to just walk.
Yeah.
So it will be easier because he needs to U-turn, so it will take another time. So I will be late because it says that you need to be at the airport. I mean at the embassy 15 minutes before your interview, and mine it's like my interview will be 8:15 in the morning, and then it was 8, and we were still in the taxi.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, oh god, we're not gonna make the interview.
This
Yeah, what if we did all that and didn't make the interview?
Yes.
Okay, but anyway, we ran. We
Yeah.
sprinted just like that one time we almost missed the plane. We almost missed the immigration interview. So we ran, and we got to the immigration, the U.S. Embassy. We waited in line, and I, in my head, thought I was going to go to the interview with her. Like I I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with you. I'll be there just to show that you'll be going with me. I'll be supporting you. I'll be paying for everything. If they have any questions, I'll just sit there, and if they, need anything, I'll let them know. I went there. They would not let me in.
Yeah, they said, "Are you the applicant?" I said, "Yes." "What about him?" He's with me. He's my sponsor." And they said, "No, only you." And then
And I tried to argue. I was like, come on. I was like, I'm the one paying for everything. I'm the one that she's gonna be staying with. I'm the one that she'll be traveling with there. Like I thought that was an
Yeah.
important part of it. Like she's not just someone saying that I'm gonna stay with someone in America or something. Like they
Yeah.
wouldn't even let me in to kind of explain. So, anyways, okay, going forward, I had to go wait outside the embassy, and I didn't even wait long. And I'll kind of let her go from here because she can kind of tell the rest. I wasn't inside. So
yeah, so I ran, and then the guard told me, "Oh, relax, relax, don't run." As in, I was really nervous about the outcome because I am prepared, but I really don't know because it was my first time, so I don't know what's going on. And then I said, "Oh," and then also I am very afraid that I will get denied because why. And then when I get there, so there's like step 1, 2, step 3. So step 1 is they will just ask your name and where you're going. So I said I'll go to USA, Michigan, USA. And then what's the purpose? I said tourism. And then I will fall in line and again where maybe there are maybe 300 people or more there falling in line. And then so step 2 is the biometric. So you need to biometric, your prints. And then after that, falling in line, I fell in line again. And then they said, okay, step 3, which is the final interview. So it was like it was really scary. And then like there's window 1 to 28 and more. So there's a vacant. Now it's my time. The guard told me, okay, you go to window 28. And then that's the time. So there were only 3 questions they asked. So when I searched, like they said, if the question needs answer of yes or no, then you should just answer yes or no and don't add further because you will just sound like you are like malicious, something like
it's like
that.
saying too much. Like
Too much. Like So they said, wait. Tatoy.
It's right. It's normal. It's dogs.
So when there's questions, so the first question they ask is, what's your purpose of travel? And I said, well, we're doing travel blogs and we're going, no, what's that? I forgot now. So, what's your purpose of travel? I said tourism. We're going to.
Maybe they thought you said terrorism.
Tourism.
I'm gonna go there to be a terrorist.
Maybe I was.
Oh man, that's why they denied you.
Okay, so wait, don't tell them yet.
That's her real plan. She's gonna blow up my
Okay, so
house.
what's the purpose of travel? I said, well, we're doing travel blogs, and at the same time, I'm going to travel with my boyfriend to America to meet his family, like that. So it's just one sentence each question. So I try to answer right away based on their question. So because I'm waiting for further questions so that the what's that?
So they can kind of get to know you a little
Yeah,
bit, and
so
like
they
know the background.
Yeah, so because they said in the consul or the embassy, they said it's like you are applying for an interview, applying for a job. You need to, there will be questions and you'll answer. So I waited for that, and then second question is what's your job? And of course now I don't have a job. I said no, but I ended my contract as an ESL teacher, but right now we are doing travel vlogs. And then I've waited because I have lots of documents from house title like that, so that maybe they will ask about strong ties, because that's most important, the strong ties here in Philippines, so that they will know that I will really come back here in Philippines. So I waited because I have documents, but then they just gave it back my passport, and then the paper which is 214B about something why I got denied. So I was shocked when he gave it back to me. I didn't know if I passed or not. So I just look at him, and then because the consul or the interviewer was a foreigner. Yeah.
So
Foreigner.
white guy,
Yeah,
right? He looked
and
scary.
scary and strict, like very.
Yeah, like that just makes me mad. I wish so bad I could have gone in there too. Like, it's like they don't even care. Like they didn't even try to get to know you. They didn't even try to know your situation. They didn't try to go anything. They're just like, oh, denied, bye bye. You know, it's like just like money in my pocket. All right.
Yeah, and
you
it
know?
was like, you know, there
I
are
have no
people
idea
falling.
how hard it was for us to get there at that point, and he just asked 3 little questions and didn't even elaborate on anything. And
Yeah.
I still don't understand why I couldn't go in there either. It's just all this makes me angry.
I told Dustin that if I know that there will be only 3 questions, I should elaborate more and more and more, because what I saw is different. They said what is the question will be your answer. So
Yeah, you should just hold on to the seat and like, I'm not leaving until you know everything.
yeah, I should
You should have just said like,
made a story, like,
you
you know.
you should have told him my boyfriend's out there.
I
Like,
didn't
I wish I just
say that. I just said we're going together to America, so
Yeah.
it's obviously you are here with me, because I said you are staying with us.
yeah, yeah.
You're staying with us, and then you will visit your family to US.
I just
And
can't
I'm
believe how
going
short
with
the
you.
interview was, like, and how much time. Like, it took us so much time and so much money to get to that point, and then they just say goodbye. They just say, all right, denied, and not
Yeah.
even just they
3
don't even-
questions.
They don't even, yeah,
Yeah,
they
3
don't even
questions,
say
and then-
anything else. And I wrote a letter. I got my baked steak bits. I took a photograph of all that to make sure I had enough money to support her and all that stuff, and I do. And then another thing was a letter of like financial or
Invitation letter.
invitation letter with my parents were on board, I'm on board, you know, if something happens to me or my parents are there, they live in the same town, so it's like all this stuff they never even asked for, they never even looked at it.
So if I know that there will only be 3 questions, maybe I made a story there from the beginning to, you know, maybe a lot of stories I can tell. But I was waiting for that actually, because I was prepared for the questions, but there were only 3 questions, so I was not ready for the 3 questions only. And they will just say, I'm sorry, like that, and give it back to me. So I was just looking at them, and then he said next. So some people there, which is embarrassing sometimes, because they can hear
Everything.
that you get denied and all those questions and answers, because they are just near to you, they're falling in and stuff. But anyway, it's normal. But what is very sad part there is so sad.
Yeah, and it's easy to look back now and like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done this. But I think that guy in his head, he just knew he was going to deny you. I mean, he just, it depends on who the interviewer is.
Yeah, and I said,
Like even when we go to immigration, you either get unlucky and get some kind of jerk that, you know, is just going to deny people, or get someone that is a little patient, hears a little bit more about your story, and can help you with it. At least explain a little bit, like, you know, you need this, or you should do this, or something like that. He wasn't helpful. I just,
yeah,
man, it just sucks.
yeah, I didn't expect
Yeah.
about that. Now I'm thinking about it, like, what if I answer that, and it's, you know, it's very nice, it makes us happy coming back here in Samang that I got a stamp or like approved. You know, I also told Dustin, oh, I'm gonna get a case for my clothes going to US, like, you know, what do you call that one?
The roller bag. Or,
Yeah, like
or,
that. I
suitcase.
said, yeah, we went to the mall, and then I kept looking on that one. I said, I'm gonna get that after my interview. But then, visa denied.
So anyway, that's the story. So that's what we've been kind of doing behind the scenes for the last like 2 years. This is not just something that we decided to do, right? You know, a week or 2 ago. This is something that we've been planning for 2 years, and so our plans kind of went down the drain for now. But it was definitely fun going to Thailand, Vietnam. All that stuff was a lot of fun. We don't regret any of that stuff. But alright, guys. So I guess that's the end of this video. Yeah, so I am going home probably in the next little bit. I don't know yet. I haven't bought tickets to go home. But unfortunately, I will be going home solo, and I'll be doing the same thing I've done every year for the last 11 years, is just go home and save, and then
I will just
see
go
what
inside
happens
your
next.
bag,
Yeah.
hoping they cannot see me.
Yeah. But alright, hopefully this was a little helpful for you guys, and I guess we'll see you guys next video. Bye.